Do you ever wonder if those healthy choices you make for breakfast are truly serving you? You wake up, make a warm bowl of oatmeal, feeling virtuous, thinking you're giving your body the best start possible. But what if I told you that without even realizing it? You might be turning that incredibly wholesome, heart-healthy bowl into something that actually works against your body, something that could be causing you more harm than good, leading to energy crashes, digestive upset, or even making it harder to manage your blood sugar. It's a painful reality many of us face. We try our best to eat well, following conventional wisdom, only to find ourselves feeling sluggish, bloated, or just not quite right. We assume oatmeal is always a superfood, and it absolutely can be. But there's a secret many of us don't know about how certain seemingly innocent additions can actually undermine its incredible benefits. These combinations can turn your nutritious breakfast into something that's far from ideal for your body, especially as we get a little older and our systems become more sensitive. In this video, we're going to gently uncover 7 very common foods you might be mixing with your oatmeal that could be transforming it from a nutritional powerhouse into something that's actually working against your well-being. We'll explore why these combinations can be problematic and, more importantly, what simple changes you can make to ensure your morning bowl is truly nourishing you. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll have a whole new perspective on your breakfast. And there's something I'll share right at the end that might truly surprise you. So, let's dive right into the first few things we often add to our oatmeal, thinking we're making it better, but which can actually be doing the opposite. The very first one might seem obvious, but it's still so prevalent, and that's refined sugars and artificial sweeteners. Now, I know, who doesn't love a sweet start to their day? We've been conditioned for years to reach for that spoonful of white sugar, a drizzle of syrup, or even those calorie-free pink, blue, or yellow packets. We do it almost on autopilot, just to make our oatmeal taste a little more exciting. But here's the rub: adding refined sugar to your oatmeal, especially in generous amounts, is like inviting a roller coaster into your bloodstream right at the start of your day. Oatmeal, on its own, is fantastic because its complex carbohydrates help release energy slowly, giving you sustained power. But when you dump a load of refined sugar in there, you're essentially overriding that benefit. You get a rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by an inevitable crash, which leaves you feeling tired, irritable, and craving more sugar just a couple of hours later. This isn't just about weight management. It's about energy levels, mood stability, and even the long-term health of your metabolic system. For us, as we get a bit older, our bodies are less efficient at handling these rapid sugar fluctuations, making that crash even more pronounced and potentially leading to more serious issues over time. And don't even get me started on artificial sweeteners. While they might seem like a clever workaround because they don't add calories, many studies are now showing that they can play havoc with your gut microbiome, that crucial community of beneficial bacteria in your digestive system. A healthy gut is the cornerstone of good health, influencing everything from digestion to immunity and even your mood. Disrupting it with artificial chemicals certainly doesn't help. Instead of reaching for those culprits, try embracing the natural sweetness of whole foods. A sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg can add warmth and flavor without any sugar. A small handful of berries, whether fresh or thawed from frozen, brings natural sweetness along with a wealth of antioxidants and fiber. Even a tiny drizzle of pure maple syrup or honey, used sparingly, is a far better choice than refined sugar or artificial substitutes. The key is moderation and choosing nature's own sweetness. Now, flowing right from that idea of sweetness, let's talk about our second common addition that can unintentionally sabotage your oatmeal: excessive amounts of dried fruit. Many of us think, oh, fruit is healthy, right? And yes, in its whole, fresh form, it absolutely is. But dried fruit is a different story, or rather, a different concentration. Think about it: a handful of fresh grapes is light, hydrating, and relatively low in sugar compared to a tiny handful of raisins, which are just concentrated grape sugar. When fruit is dried, its water content is removed, leaving behind a much higher concentration of natural sugars in a smaller, denser package, while it still contains fiber and some nutrients. If you're liberally sprinkling a cup of dried cranberries, dates, or raisins into your oatmeal, you're adding a significant sugar load that can, just like refined sugar, lead to blood sugar spikes. Furthermore, for some of us, especially those with sensitive digestive systems, the concentrated fiber and sugars in large quantities of dried fruit can cause bloating, gas, and general digestive discomfort as they ferment in the gut. We want our oatmeal to be easy on the tummy, not a source of distress. So, what's the smart way to enjoy dried fruit with your oatmeal? Think of it as a garnish, not a main ingredient. A very small sprinkle, say a tablespoon or two, is usually plenty. Better yet, try rehydrating dried fruit by soaking it in a little warm water before adding it, which makes it plumper and easier to digest. But the best option remains fresh or frozen fruit. A sliced banana, a handful of blueberries, or a chopped apple can provide natural sweetness, beneficial fiber, and essential vitamins and minerals without the concentrated sugar hit. It's about balance and choosing the form that best supports your body's needs. Moving on. Our third common addition that often carries hidden pitfalls is processed and flavored dairy products, specifically those sugary yogurts or sweetened milks often added to oatmeal for creaminess or flavor. We see commercials with smiling faces enjoying these products, portraying them as healthy and wholesome, and plain dairy, in moderation, can be a great source of calcium and protein for many. However, the problem arises when we reach for those tubs of fruit-on-the-bottom yogurt or cartons of flavored milk, thinking we're just adding a little something extra. What we're often adding is a hefty dose of hidden sugars, artificial colorings, and unnecessary thickeners and preservatives. These additives can quickly negate the goodness of your oatmeal. The excessive sugar content, much like with refined sugar and dried fruit, can lead to blood sugar imbalances and energy slumps. Beyond that, many processed dairy products also contain unhealthy fats or are made from milk that has undergone intensive processing, which can strip away some of its natural benefits. And for a significant number of people, especially as we age, lactose intolerance or sensitivity to dairy becomes more prevalent, leading to uncomfortable symptoms like bloating, gas, and abdominal pain. Adding these processed dairy products when your body might already struggle with lactose is just asking for trouble. Instead, if you enjoy creaminess, opt for plain, unsweetened yogurt, Greek yogurt for extra protein, or even a good quality plant-based yogurt like almond or oat yogurt. Again, unsweetened. Then, you can add your own natural flavors, a touch of vanilla extract, a pinch of spices, or some fresh fruit. If you prefer milk, choose unsweetened plain milk, whether it's cow's milk, almond milk, or soy milk, and control the sweetness yourself with natural options. Making these conscious choices means you're adding pure nutrition and delicious flavor to your oatmeal, not hidden pitfalls. Now that we've discussed how refined sugars, excessive dried fruit, and processed dairy can undermine your morning bowl of oatmeal, let's move on to the next few foods that might be silently turning your breakfast into less of a powerhouse. All right, let's continue our journey through those seemingly innocent additions that can turn your wholesome oatmeal into something less beneficial. Our fourth culprit, and one many health-conscious people use, are unsprouted or unsoaked nuts and seeds, especially when added in large quantities. Nuts and seeds are incredible sources of healthy fats, protein, and essential minerals like zinc, magnesium, and iron. They add wonderful crunch and satiety to your oatmeal. But here's the often overlooked detail. Many nuts and seeds contain something called phytic acid, also known as phytate. Phytic acid is a natural compound that plants use to store phosphorus. But in our digestive system, it can act as an anti-nutrient. What does that mean? It means phytic acid can bind to minerals like zinc, iron, and magnesium in your gut, preventing your body from absorbing them. So, while your oatmeal itself might be rich in these nutrients, and you're adding more with nuts and seeds, the phytic acid can actually hinder your absorption of all of them. This doesn't mean nuts and seeds are bad. Far from it. It just means we need to be mindful of how we consume them. For some people, especially those with sensitive digestion, a large quantity of raw, unsoaked nuts can also be quite heavy and difficult to break down, leading to indigestion or bloating. The traditional wisdom of soaking or sprouting nuts and seeds isn't just an old wives' tale. It actually helps to reduce phytic acid content and make these healthy fats and minerals more bioavailable, meaning your body can actually use them. A simple, actionable step is to lightly roast your nuts and seeds, which also helps break down some of the phytic acid. Or, even better, consider soaking a batch of almonds or walnuts overnight, then rinsing them thoroughly before adding them to your oatmeal. If that sounds like too much fuss for a quick breakfast, don't worry too much about small sprinkles. The main concern is large, regular consumption of raw, unprepared nuts and seeds as your primary topping. A small tablespoon or two for texture is usually fine. But if you're loading up on a quarter cup or more every day, it's worth considering better preparation methods or reducing the quantity. Remember, the goal is maximum nutrient absorption, and a little bit of preparation can go a long way. Next up, let's talk about the fifth common food that can dilute the benefits of your oatmeal: commercial fruit juices. Many of us grew up believing that a glass of orange juice with breakfast was the epitome of health. It's fruit, after all. Right, but much like with dried fruit, the problem here lies in the processing and concentration. When you drink commercial fruit juice, even the 100% natural kind, you're essentially getting all the sugar from the fruit without the crucial fiber that comes with the whole fruit. Fiber is what helps to slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, preventing those sharp blood sugar spikes we talked about earlier. Without it, that glass of juice delivers a quick hit of fructose that your liver has to process, often leading to a rapid rise and fall in blood sugar. Think of it, it would take several oranges to make one glass of juice, but you'd never eat that many whole oranges in one sitting. When you consume the whole fruit, you get the fiber, the pulp, and a slower, more sustained release of energy. Commercial juices are often pasteurized too, which can destroy some of the delicate vitamins and enzymes. So, while you might think you're adding a healthy beverage to your oatmeal breakfast, you're actually adding a liquid sugar bomb that can undermine all the good work your oats are trying to do. Instead of juice, why not simply add fresh whole fruit directly to your oatmeal? A few slices of banana, some berries, or chopped apple will give you the natural sweetness, the vitamins, and, most importantly, all that valuable fiber. If you want something to drink alongside your oatmeal, pure water is always the best choice, or a lovely cup of herbal tea. Hydrating properly is essential, and doing it without added sugars is key to feeling your best. Our sixth food to be mindful of is certain protein powders, especially those with a long list of artificial ingredients or fillers. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Protein is good. Right. And yes, protein is absolutely vital, especially for us as we age, to maintain muscle mass, bone health, and overall vitality. Adding protein to your oatmeal can make it more satiating and help further balance blood sugar. However, not all protein powders are created equal. Some commercial protein powders are loaded with artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors, colorings, gums, and other additives that can be incredibly harsh on your digestive system. For those of us with more sensitive guts, these ingredients can cause bloating, gas, stomach upset, and even allergic reactions. Beyond that, some cheaper brands of protein powder have even been found to contain heavy metals or other contaminants, which is certainly not something you want to be adding to your daily healthy breakfast. The idea of turning your oatmeal toxic might sound extreme, But consistently adding these types of artificial ingredients into your system, day after day, can certainly contribute to a toxic load that your body has to work harder to process and eliminate. So, if you're looking to boost the protein in your oatmeal, which is a great idea, be incredibly discerning about your protein powder. Read the labels carefully. Look for powders with a very short ingredient list. Ideally, just one ingredient like whey protein isolate or pea protein. Better yet, consider whole food sources of protein. A spoonful of nut butter like almond or peanut butter. Check for no added sugar or oils. Chia seeds, hemp seeds, or even a couple of scrambled egg whites on the side can give you that protein boost without any questionable additives. It's about choosing clean, natural sources that truly nourish your body, not burden it. Finally, we come to our 7th common oversight. And this one is about the very form of oatmeal many of us reach for: highly processed instant oatmeal packets. Now, I understand the appeal. They're quick, convenient, and often marketed as healthy. But let's look closer at what's inside many of these prepackaged portions. While they do contain oats, they are often heavily processed to cook in mere seconds, which can mean they have a higher glycemic index than slower cooking oats, leading to a faster sugar spike. More importantly, these packets are frequently loaded with added sugars, artificial flavors, and even artificial colors. Think about the apple cinnamon or maple brown sugar varieties. The sweet taste usually comes from a significant amount of added sugar. Not just the fruit or maple, they also contain very little actual fruit. Just flavorings. This means that instead of getting a bowl of pure, fiber-rich oats, you're essentially getting a small serving of sugar and artificial ingredients disguised as a healthy breakfast. This really undermines the very reason we choose oatmeal: for its fiber, its sustained energy, and its heart-healthy benefits. When you start your day with a rapid sugar rush from these packets, you're not setting your blood sugar up for success, and you're adding unnecessary chemicals to your system. The good news is, the solution is incredibly simple and even more delicious. Instead of those packets, opt for plain rolled oats or steel-cut oats. They take just a few minutes longer to prepare, but the difference in nutritional quality is immense. With plain oats, you are in complete control of what goes into your bowl. You can add fresh fruit, a sprinkle of nuts, a dash of cinnamon, and a tiny bit of natural sweetener if you absolutely need it. This way, your oatmeal remains the pure, potent health food it's meant to be, truly nourishing your body from the inside out. Now that we've journeyed through these 7 common foods and combinations that can inadvertently undermine your morning bowl of oatmeal, let's wrap everything up and empower you with a renewed sense of how to truly make your breakfast work for you. We've covered quite a bit today, haven't we? It's truly amazing how a dish we consider so simple and healthy can be unknowingly compromised by just a few common additions. We started by looking at how those tempting refined sugars and artificial sweeteners, while delicious for a moment, can send your blood sugar on a wild ride, stealing your energy and impacting your long-term health. Then we explored the surprising pitfalls of excessive dried fruit, which, despite being fruit, can deliver a concentrated sugar punch and challenge your digestive system if not used sparingly. We also delved into the hidden sugars and artificial ingredients lurking in processed, flavored dairy products, reminding us that plain is often best when it comes to yogurt or milk. Moving on, we talked about the sneaky anti-nutrient, phytic acid, found in unprepared nuts and seeds, and how a little soaking or roasting can unlock more of their incredible mineral benefits. And who would have thought that commercial fruit juices, once seen as the peak of breakfast health, are essentially sugar water that strips away the essential fiber your body needs? We then shone a light on certain protein powders, urging you to be a label detective to avoid unnecessary additives that could upset your stomach and even add unwanted contaminants. Finally, we rounded out our discussion by revealing how those convenient instant oatmeal packets often come preloaded with sugar and artificial flavors, robbing you of the pure, sustained energy that real oats provide. Now, I know this might feel like a lot to take in, perhaps even a little overwhelming or restrictive, but please, don't look at this as a list of things you can never have again. Instead, see it as an incredible opportunity, a gentle invitation to refine your morning routine and truly elevate your health. Think of it as upgrading your fuel for the journey ahead. Small, intentional changes can make an immense difference. It's not about perfection. It's about making more conscious choices that align with how good you want to feel. Remember, your body is an incredible machine, and at our age, giving it the right fuel becomes even more crucial for maintaining our vitality, our sharp minds, and our zest for life. Every little bit counts, and every healthy choice you make is a deposit into your well-being bank. Think about it simply swapping out that spoonful of white sugar for a handful of fresh berries, or choosing plain oats over a pre-sweetened packet, are tiny adjustments that have a ripple effect. You'll likely find yourself with more stable energy throughout the morning, fewer digestive complaints, and perhaps even a clearer head. These aren't just theoretical benefits. These are real, tangible improvements to your daily life. And isn't that what we all want: to feel vibrant, to be active, and to fully enjoy every moment of this wonderful stage of life? It truly warms my heart to think that this conversation might empower even one of you to make a change that brings you more comfort and more energy. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these issues when you eat oatmeal? Or perhaps you've already made some of these changes and felt the benefits. Please share your experiences, your own tips, or any questions you might have in the comments below. Your insights are incredibly valuable, not just to me, but to this entire wonderful community we're building here. Your stories can truly inspire and help others who are on a similar journey towards better health. If you found this video helpful, if it gave you something new to think about, or if it simply resonated with you, please do me a kind favor and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more people who could benefit from this information. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel. We are dedicated to bringing you more practical, encouraging, and easy to understand advice that can genuinely improve your quality of life as we navigate these golden years together. We're all about empowering you to live your healthiest, happiest life. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, your health is your most precious asset, and every conscious choice you make builds towards a more joyful, energetic future. You have the power to make your food work for you, nourishing every part of your being. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep taking those wonderful steps towards feeling your absolute best. Live your best life at every age.